Today I'm going to talk to you about how to get an offer accepted in a seller's market. And I'm going to get started right now. Hey everyone, my name is Jamey Prezzi. I'm a real estate agent in Miami-Dade and Broward counties. And today I'm going to talk to you about how to get an offer accepted in this busy, crazy, and competitive seller's market. But first, before I get started, if this is your first time here, hit the subscribe button so you never miss another update. We do put out new videos every week. Also, use the link in our information box and download our free guides today. If you would like to reach out and have a quick chat with me, use the Calendly link below in the information box. Also, my email and telephone number is there for you to use to give me a call or text, whatever works best for you. I'm always here to be a resource for you. Okay, let's get started. So now people are always saying to me, oh, Jamey, I bet you guys are so excited because it's such a crazy market. You're probably doing great in business. Everything is amazing. And my answer to that is, of course, yes, I'm grateful. It's a very busy market. It's an incredible time in our local real estate market and in our city, in the counties of Miami-Dade and Broward. It's a very exciting time. There's a lot going on and there's a lot to know in this market. At the same time, it is a very frustrating time for many of our buyers because they're in a very stiff competition, so to say, with many other buyers because inventory is very low and it is creating a deep seller's market. The good news is that we are getting offers accepted for our buyers all the time. Our buyers are buying houses and condominiums and townhomes every single month. But you just have to go into it knowing that you're going to be in competition with other people and just knowing that there's just a lot to know in the market today. All right, so let's be positive and let's talk about how we can get the offer accepted. All right, let's get started. Okay, so one of the first things I think you should do is always have different neighborhoods in mind. Sometimes people get so laser focused in on one neighborhood only, and I get it. Like if you have a job situation or a school situation or something that really defines you to just stay in that neighborhood, okay, I get it. You have to focus on that neighborhood. But if you don't have something that is really creating a need for you to stay in just that one neighborhood, I would recommend to have a few different neighborhoods as options so that you have more options. Definitely try to keep an open mind about different types of properties available. Sometimes some buyer budgets really only allow them to purchase sort of the starting price point for single family homes, and that is a really popular price point in our area. So if you, in addition to that, add on maybe condominiums and also townhomes, you'll give yourself some more options instead of just focusing on one neighborhood, one type of property. The more options you have in today's market will give you a greater possibility of buying in today's market. This is a biggie. You know, we have a lot of people who are moving here from other places, and very often they have properties to sell in order to buy a new one. And then also we have a lot of locals who want to take advantage of today's market and maybe downsize or upsize. And just you have to remember when you're selling one property, even though that may be an incredible market, you're going to the next market that's going to be very competitive. So on the seller, it's a favorable time to sell, but as a buyer, it's a very challenging time to buy. So I highly recommend that you're not making an offer contingent on the sale of another home. Now, if you have to do it, I get it. We will figure out what to do, but we need to be very strategic about how we do this because if you're buying in a very, very competitive market, it is going to be very hard for a seller to accept an offer contingent on other people performing, other people meaning your buyer and the other situation going on wherever you're selling from. So it's not impossible, it's just hard to do that. So again, a very long discussion that we can have. We can make a very good plan and strategize on this on how to execute it properly. But if possible, I would try not to make an offer contingent on the sale of another home. Financing. Many of our buyers do need financing in order to buy a property. Now, if you need financing, it is very important to remember that we need to be able to reach your lender very quickly by email or by phone. And you need to put them on notice that they need to be accessible during the time of the offer process. And the reason why is because in this market, it's very competitive. And if a seller gets 30 offers, there is a very good chance that that agent, the seller's agent, will go through and call the lenders on the pre-approval letters of those offers to make sure that they can reach the lender and verify that you are actually indeed qualified to purchase the property. If they go through and they reach 5 lenders and they're not reaching yours, that puts you at a huge disadvantage. So make sure that your lender is accessible and put them on notice. Also, if you're buying a condominium in our area, make sure you're using a lender who knows the nuances of condo financing and that they are well versed in discussing that if a listing agent gives them a call. Next, you have to be prepared to move very quickly. So if you are a prep person, I know that's silly, but you know who you are if that's you. You need to research your research. You've got to do this way in advance to looking at properties and making offers, because you will not have time to sit down and mull over the process. If you go see a property and you like it, there's a very good chance you need to make an offer on it within the next 30 minutes to an hour, at least that day. You don't have time to go back and try to understand something again. So again, you will never feel us pushing you ever. That's not our strategy. That's not how we work. And we always want our buyers to perform their due diligence. We always want our buyers to feel comfortable in what they're buying. But you need to be able to move quickly. Help the seller. Now, I always try to get information from the seller's agents about sort of the seller's timeline, what they want. Do they need to sell this place and they're also buying another one? Do they need time to close? Like, what is their situation? This is not always possible to find out, but if we can, we try to help the sellers so that we can help them get what they want and at the same time get you what you want. Shorten contingency. So there are a lot of default timelines in our sales contract. I would recommend to shorten a lot of them. Some of them, like financing and stuff like that, that's a little bit hard to shorten because lenders really already have their sort of, hard and fast times. But things like inspection timelines, those can be shortened. We can get those done very quickly. So I would not recommend to stick with the default timelines on the inspections. Shorten things so that you can show the seller that you really want to get under contract, move along in the process, and not drag everything out so that you can cancel at the last minute. Start with your best offer first. This is a very hard pill to swallow for most buyers, especially people who have not purchased real estate lately, or people who have never purchased real estate and have read a lot of stuff online that unfortunately does not apply to the market today, or people who are taking advice from their friends and family who purchased real estate many years ago. It's important to start with your best offer first in today's market because very often they are not going to resubmit and ask for highest and best. They are not going to go back around and give you a counter because there's just a lot of nuances involved in being the seller's agent and the seller in a multiple offer situation. I have found lately they're just taking their best offer. So you may miss an opportunity if you do not make your best offer first. Again, do I always want to do that? No, it's annoying, but that is what today's market is requiring. Okay, this is another hard pill to swallow, and this is offer over your asking price. Again, you may not get a second chance to negotiate, and starting with your best offer first and sometimes offering over the asking price allows you to get into competition with these other buyers and actually get your offer accepted. So there is just a lot to know about these little details, but sometimes offering over above the asking price is getting our buyers' offers accepted today. Annoying, but it's what we're doing. Okay. Now, another thing is sort of just setting expectations. I would definitely make sure that you have your patience hat on. I hate to use that word, but it's really true. It's really complicated today, and you need to be prepared to be making offers on more than one home. I don't mean making multiple offers on homes at the same time. I'm just saying if the offer doesn't get accepted, move on to the next, move on to the next, move on to the next. You cannot fall in love with one specific property in today's market. You really have to be prepared to keep an open mind, be patient, and there is just a strong possibility that you're going to be making offers on more than one home. You have to have a lot of realistic expectations in today's market. We are finding that sellers are really not coming too far off the asking price. When you go under contract, they are really not offering a lot of extra concessions on inspections and inspection reports. You know, if there's like a lot of stuff wrong with the property, we're finding that they're like, well, too bad, I have backup offers. If you don't want the property, I will find the next buyer. So go into everything knowing this. They're also not really offering a lot of discounts if the appraisals come back lower. This is what we're experiencing, and it's not just us, it's a lot of our colleagues too, because we do a lot of transactions, but I also talk with a lot of our colleagues every single day. These are the things that we're seeing. So you really have to go into it with these proper expectations so you know what to expect. We're always here to be a resource for you. We work from South Miami into Broward counties. You can find us online on Instagram at The Prezzis. Our website's theprezzis.com. Please know that we're always just a phone call or a text away, and let us know how we can help you. We will see you soon.